Hello, my name is Linda Bahana Gatter, and today I'm going to be honoring my dad. There's so many wonderful things and memories that I have with my dad. My dad was a wonderful friend, grandfather's son, and grandparent. He was one of the most generous and kind person I ever met, and even though he had a difficult childhood, he was a very positive man. My father was born in 1915 and practically raised himself because his mother died at a very young age and his father couldn't take care of him, so he moved from family to family. So my father wanted the best he could, to be the best he could be, and he put himself through school and even taught himself a few things. Eventually he started writing speeches for politicians and that were running for office in our country, Ecuador. My father loved to write and give speeches and was very passionate about it. Whenever we had family meetings, which was a big family, he always had to make a speech about something that was related to the party. I always enjoyed listening to his speech because they were more than just a commentary, they were live lessons that he told his stories. My father was a single father that raised my sister and me. He was like a mom that we never had. And even though he even took a few years of work to raise my sister and me, he had the privilege to do that because he had some money saved, and we had the privilege to have him at that time that my mom moved out. Later he decided that we should move to the United States because he was 70 at the time, he was in his 70s, so we had more family here than we actually had in our country. So we decided to move to this country in case something happened to him. So once we moved here, life was it was somewhat difficult because he had to raise my sister and I in this whole new country with a different language. But he did the best he could to understand this country. So some of us know how hard it is to learn a different language. So my dad tried. Every day he taught himself to learn this language by reading and writing in order to understand whenever we had the parent-teacher conference. So my father was always very positive. He never criticized me when I moved out of my house, and then eventually moved back in, and then eventually moved back out. But I never heard any criticism by him. He was very, he always lent me a hand when I needed it. He was a nurturing, supporting in all my dreams throughout my whole life. So my father loved to cook, and he also loved to have people try his food. He didn't really like to go out to eat because it didn't meet his standards. So, but personally I thought that his food was 100 times better than restaurant food. He always liked to have friends. He always liked to, he was always really friendly. He felt comfortable, all the people who he met, he felt comfortable around him. He was trying to have a conversation with anyone and make a long-lasting friend. I recall one particular time when he had to travel from Florida to Missouri. It was like a 2.5-hour flight. For him, it was a bit long. So once he got in the airplane, he met this young guy, and he started talking all the way through to the time he got there. I recall that time that he said when he arrived to Missouri that he was really thirsty because he had been talking a lot. So my father was very a generous man. Whether it was friend, or family, or neighbor, or anyone in need, his generosity had no bounds. He was never happier than when he could help someone or when he could get a laugh by someone. So it's been said that the loss of a parent is a life most traumatic event. I now understand this horrible truth, but I also been told that time will make things better because all the memories will take over. I see that happening now. I can remember everything. We lived so biblically, and I was so lucky to have him as a father. My dad would always live in my heart. Thank you.